All the time. All the time. It's because of the floor.
Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Bloodhounds. At forward, a 5'9" junior from Jamaica, number 23, Albright. At forward, a 5'9" freshman from Baruch, New York, number 24, Katie Healy. At guard, a 5'7" freshman from Waterford, Michigan, number 30, Madison DeLong. At forward, a 5'10" junior from New York City, number 32, Ayesha Howard. And at forward, a 5'11" junior from Brooklyn, New York, number 33, Karen Rosario. The head coach of John Jay is Linda Day, and the assistant coaches, Frederick Mamarine and Cassandra Taylor. Here are tonight's starting lineups for the Baruch Bearcats. At guard, a 5'3" sophomore from Pine Plains, number 3, make that number 1, Francis Snyder. At forward, a 5'10" freshman from New York City, number 15, Natalie Eaglehawk. At guard, a 5'3" freshman from Staten Island, number 20, Samantha Gecko. At guard, a 5'6" sophomore from Staten Island, number 25, Melinda Smayu. And at forward, a 5'6" freshman from Long Beach, number 40, Caitlin Rivera. Head coach of the Bearcats, Michael Petrosas. The assistant coaches, Olivia Colbert and Kristen Odlovitz. Now, let's play ball.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bearcats Basketball here on YouTube channel Baruch Bearcats, broadcasting alongside Brian Flannery. I'm David Just, and Brian, a nice conference game here as the John Jay Bloodhounds at 9-9 come to the Arc Arena to face the Bearcats 4-11 after winning 3 of 4, losing their last 3, and really needing a big W here in the conference.
Yeah, this is definitely a big game here tonight, David, especially as this season progresses. Like we're really getting to crunch time here as far as CUNYAC play. So every win is crucial, and we're in for a good one.
John Jay coming in sporting 3 ladies that average in double figures. Katie Healy, Leia Albright, and Nyesha Howard, all 3 in the starting lineup today, so definitely a handful for the Bearcats to deal with. And the Bloodhounds come away with it, and it'll be Howard with the ball. For John Jay, Baruch settling quickly into a 2-3 zone here as Rosario has it inside. That ball stolen there by Spayu, sporting a headband this evening. Giving it inside to Ebelhaupt. Ebelhaupt baseline jumper offside of the rim as Snyder comes away with the rebound. Saves it from going out of bounds inside to Ebelhaupt. Spayu right wing over to Genko. Genko pull up 3. Off back rim, no good. Rebounded there by Healy, number 24. Albright has it now on the left wing. Looking for options. It'll be Howard for the Bloodhounds. Gives it inside to Rosario. Rosario has been setting up so far in these first 2 possessions at the free throw line to try to break down the zone that Baruch has started with. Inside now to Healy, working on Rivera. Back outside. Ball moved around the arc by the Bloodhounds. Drives is Rosario. Fadeaway shot, no good. Rebounded there by Rivera for the Bearcats. Couple nice defensive possessions here in the early going, Brian, for Baruch.
Yep, Melinda Spayu is going to take it, give it to Genko behind the line. Just to Snyder, now Rivera. Good ball movement by the Bearcats.
It'll be Snyder now on the right wing. And the Bloodhounds themselves have set up into a little bit of a zone, almost probably about a 2-3 themselves. A nice play there by Snyder on the floater to give Baruch their first basket of the afternoon.
Definitely the start you want if you're Coach Petrozos.
And it's been a tough few games. Nice steal there by Snyder. Can't she come away with it? No, good rebound there by Katie Healy to recover that loose ball. Healy right into the lane. Rivera hits the deck. And it's going to be a charging foul. Nice play there by number 40, Caitlin Rivera, to take that one in the chest. And that'll be Healy's first on the afternoon. Baruch playing with a nice intensity here in the early going on the defensive end.
Yeah, Rivera did a great job there getting the charge. Planted her feet, arm straight up.
Now Spayu gives it off to Snyder. Snyder's corner 3, and knocks that one down. And a quick 5 points from Francis Snyder here in the early going. Baruch lead 5-0. 2 minutes gone here in the first.
Francis Snyder, the hot hand early on here in this one, David. Hopefully we continue this nice little streak.
Howard has it up top now. It's going to be a corner three by Albright. Shot's no good. Rebounded by Healy. Nice hustle play there by Healy to out-rebound Rivera and Genko inside the paint. The foul's going to be on Rivera. It'll be the Bloodhounds' ball underneath. Rosario gets the inbound. Now it's up top to Howard. Looking for options. Finds Rosario back inside. Right-hand floater off back rim. No good. Spyu comes away with the rebound for the Bearcats. Quickly into the front court. Goes around Albright. Nice play there by Spyu. Finds Genko inside. Now it's Snyder, corner three. No good, but Genko comes away with the rebound. And Baruch have an opportunity at a second offensive possession here. It'll be Genko up top. Ball swung around. Snyder on the corner. Inside to Rivera. Her shot's blocked from behind. I think it could have been Healy or Albright there with the block. And it'll be Howard to walk it up for the Bearcats. Lalone now inside to Healy. Looking back to Lalone on the corner. Trying to find Albright, inside. And it's thrown away.
Now hopefully Baruch can capitalize on that turnover by John Jay. Get another bucket here, David. Make it either 7 or 8 point lead to start the game.
John Jay already 3 turnovers here in their first few possessions. Only 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Now Spyu has it up top, looking for options. Kicks it back outside. Genko into the corner to Snyder. Snyder again, 3. No good. She's feeling the hot hand from her early quick 5 points. Ebelhaupt has it in the corner. Goes off her leg, and it'll go back to the Bloodhounds. Bloodhounds today coached by Coach Linda Day. Calling out the offense to her Bloodhound team. It'll be Howard into the front court for John Jay. Looking for options. It's Healy. Swung around to Albright. Albright in the corner. Gives it to Howard, cutting down the middle, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Howard. It's going to be her first. And once again, a nice play there by the Bearcats to step into the lane and take the charge.
Yeah, the girls have been doing a great job of that all year, David. And it's really such a big momentum swing, especially if the other team gets the basket in that situation. So they're going to dish it out to Snyder, who goes to Spyu, and Rivera goes up, unable to get that one to fall.
Baruch having a lot of opportunities here in the early going on the weak side. Ball up top with Albright, looking for options. Bounce pass inside. Rosario has it. She gets swiped. The ball's on the ground. It's going to be Genko and Rosario battling for it. They're going to give it a jump ball, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats. And the Bearcats D has been impressive here in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, you can't ask for anything more.
2 charges so far, and I believe that, and already forcing 3 turnovers has Baruch. So now Genko into the front court for the Bearcats. Has Ebelhaupt up top. Back to Genko. She thinks about the 3. As Albright stepped out on her. Excuse me, that's Howard. And now Snyder again from the corner. Her shot no good. And it's going to be Albright that comes away with the rebound for John Jay. Howard into the front court for the Bloodhounds. And the tempo has definitely slowed down from the first few minutes here at the Arc Arena. Albright has it. Finds Lalone inside to Rosario. Back out to Howard. Howard to Rosario. Rosario working on Spyu in the paint, and Spyu comes away with the steal. Another turnover here for John Jay. Spyu into the front court. Gets double teamed here along the near side. Looking for options. Goes around both the double team. Now gets inside. It's going to be Rivera. Her shot a little too strong offside rim. And John Jay's going to be able to push into the front court with Howard. Howard calling out Coach Day's offense for the Bloodhounds. Looking for options. A pick from Rosario on Snyder. Now Howard inside to Healy. She's blocked from behind by Ebelhaupt. Loose ball still, and it'll be Genko who comes away with it for Baruch. Finds Snyder ahead of the pack. Loses it, has to regroup. It's going to be Spyu into the lane. Instead, she'll take too many steps, and it'll be a turnover. And Coach Rizos for Baruch really wanted Snyder to go right up with that as she got into the lane.
Yeah, again, another big momentum swing as the Bearcats got another quality stop on defense. Just unfortunately unable to convert on the offensive side of the ball.
Millie and Valmichi both into the game for the Bearcats.
They're definitely going to look to keep up this defensive pressure that they've been putting on the Bloodhounds, though.
Now it's Rosario on the far side. Finds Howard cutting towards the middle, and Howard will bring it back up with Michi on her. Just checking into the game for the Bloodhounds, number 34, Jessica Gorman. sophomore from Bergenfield, New Jersey. And that's going to be Michi's first foul as the Bloodhounds will get the ball underneath. Inbound right inside to Rosario and able to work on the smaller Millie Yee. And that'll put the Bloodhounds on the board. 5-2, Baruch lead coming in on 4 minutes remaining here in the first. Spayu up top. Genko to Yee. Cross-court pass to Valmichi. Looking for options. Finds Genko. And now Yee can pull the trigger from straight away. Her 3 shot, no good. Offside rim, but Michi comes away with it. Genko has it, looking for options. Now Michi has it on the baseline. She'll drive. Her pass across, stolen by Gorman for the Bloodhounds. Nice ball movement by Baruch. Just sloppy execution at the end. As Albright kicks it out to 3. The 3 there is going to be no good by Gorman, but it's going to be Rosario again on the offensive glass, and she's really starting to impose her will. At 5'11", the junior from Brooklyn, New York, really able to dictate some of the offense here for the Bloodhounds. So it's going to be a timeout for Coach Rizos, and he wants to talk things over with 3:37 remaining. Baruch lead by a point, 5-4. You're watching Baruch basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. So a little over 6 minutes gone, 3:37, and it's been a game of runs a little bit. 5-0 run to start the game was Francis Snyder getting all 5 points. But in the last few possessions, Karen Rosario really able to impose her will at the offensive end. So it'll be Baruch's ball underneath their own basket, have to go the full length of the court, and it'll be Genko to walk it up. And now Michi in the corner, back to Genko, over to Yee up top, looking for options. The ball swung around the perimeter. Now Michi has a corner 3. A little too short, rebounded there by Albright. Alea Albright going to bring it up to the front court. Spayu draped on her. Now they back off a little bit. Find Rosario underneath. She's working on Millie Yee. Gives it back to Albright. Albright puts it on the floor. Takes the pick from Rosario. Into the lane is Albright. And she's going to travel too many steps. And it'll go back to Baruch. Coming in on 3 minutes remaining here in the first. Baruch lead 5-4. Yee has it in the corner for the Bearcats. Spayu now in the interior of that zone. Gives it off to Yee on the baseline. High arcing jumper. Off back rim. No good. And Snyder comes away with the rebound. Ball quickly swung around the perimeter. Now Genko up top. Yee again in the corner. Back to Genko inside to Spayu. Going to look for options. Instead the ball's knocked away from her, and it'll go back to the Bloodhounds. And Baruch have been able to set up that triangle passing game with the Bloodhounds playing the zone as Michi gets the inbound. Yee now over to Snyder, left wing 3. High arcing, and she knocks it down. Francis Snyder, all 8 of the Baruch points here in the first. Crossover move there by Albright into the lane. Finds Rosario. She has the first 4 points for the Bloodhounds. Back out to Albright. A little pick and roll with her. No, instead Yee will knock it away. Looked like Rosario was coming over the pick, and Baruch leading by 4. Katie Healy checking back into the game as Alea Albright comes to the bench for the Bloodhounds.
Not a super high-scoring game here, David, but I think that's really credited to the defensive play we've seen, especially out of the Bearcats.
Yeah, I think the Bearcats offensively have gotten some good weak side looks. They've just not been able to finish when they've gotten close to the rim.
Yeah.
So Albright looking for options, finds Healy. Did she get it off in time? She did, around and out, no good. Nice actually opportunity there from Healy. And Baruch turned it over. I think 3 ladies were going for the rebound there, couldn't corral it. And it's going to be an unforced turnover there by the Bearcats. Daniela Zerpolo will check into the game as Genko finds the bench. Millie Yee also comes off back into the game. Millie Yee was in the game. I apologize. Looks like she came to the bench for just a drink of water. Now Snyder ahead, up to Michi. High off the glass, no good. Zerpolo comes away with the rebound. It's fought for, and it's going to go back to the Bloodhounds. And once again, a nice opportunity for Baruch, Brian, just really unable to finish.
Yeah. Especially seeing that nice long court pass, well-timed. Snyder able to get the ball over to Michi, just, again, unable to finish. Hopefully we can see that change.
Howard takes the pick from Rosario. I agree there. Just trying to knock down some of those open weak side looks when you have them. A nice shot there by Madison Lalone. Now Snyder running point for the Bearcats will bring it up. Has Spayu baseline trying to get it back to Snyder, Now Snyder to Zerpolo. Baseline shot is tipped. It looked like by number 24, Healy. And it'll be the Bloodhounds who come away with it. It'll be Healy to push. It's a Spyu chasing her down. Ball's tipped. Healy comes away with it. Rosario has it up top, and now it's to Howard. Howard's fouled as she comes into the lane, and with 59 seconds left, it'll be Bloodhound's ball underneath. Genko checks into the game for the Bearcats. And now Albright's shot's no good. Albright just checked in for Rosario, and here comes Baruch on the other end. Spyu goes right into the lane, goes right around Healy. Pass Gorman, Snyder to Yee. Yee's high arcing shot around and out, no good. Rebounded there by Healy for the Bloodhounds. 40 seconds remaining. Baruch lead by 2 here at the Arc Arena. It's the first game of the doubleheader here on Baruch Basketball Broadcasting. And now Spyu, full half-court heave up top to Zerpola. Now Spyu has it back up top. Thinks about the shot. She's going to go into the lane. Around 2 defenders. Can finish with the right hand. Nice move there by Melinda Spyu. Howard has it up top. Genko on her. 5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Howard into the lane. Spyu comes away with the steal. Howard going to chase her down. Spyu on the heave. It's no good off back rim. And that'll do it for here in the first. Baruch have able to extend that lead here, ending the quarter on a 5-2 run, lead 10-6 after 1. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcat Broadcasting.
Train and play. In that order. The City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena here on the campus of Baruch College. It's a doubleheader between the 9-9, first the ladies game at 9-9 John Jay Bloodhounds against the 4-11 Baruch Bearcats. Interconference matchup, CUNYAC Conference to be exact. And Baruch lead 10-6 after 1. A nice first quarter from Frances Snyder, 3 of 6 for 8 points. Melinda Spyu getting the other bucket, but it's been a real defensive effort for Baruch as well. So far forcing the Bloodhounds into 10 first quarter turnovers, so a great defensive effort, and if Baruch can keep this up, you can see them have a lead going into half, and almost a steal right off the bat as Lalone had a little bit trouble getting it into Albright, but Albright has it up top now. It's to Healy. Healy, Gorman, Albright, Howard, and Lalone for the Bloodhounds. It's Yee, Snyder, Spyu, Zerpolo, and Genko for the Bearcats, and a shot there no good, and Spyu comes away with it. Another nice defensive stand there. Right now, Bloodhounds only shooting 27% from the field. Now Spyu out to side to Yee in the corner 3. Little shot no good off of a few hands. It's going to be Albright that comes away with it for the Bloodhounds. Now it's Howard. Inside to Healy, looking for options. Healy turnaround jump shot from the elbow is good.
The Bearcats got to convert here after that John Jay basket. Now Snyder's going to go baseline. It's blocked.
And it'll be the Bloodhounds ball underneath. 20 seconds left on the shot clock for the Bearcats. Genko to inbound. It'll be Spyu on right wing. Crossover on Howard. Gives it outside to Zerpolo. Ball quickly swung around the perimeter. It's Snyder on a left wing 3. Off back rim, no good. Alea Albright on the rebound, and she'll bring it up to the front court for the Bloodhounds. Zerpolo comes out and defends her. Nice backdoor cut by Healy, and good find there by Albright. Had Snyder turned around. Snyder now to Zerpolo in the corner. Yee to Genko up top. Genko straightaway 3 around and out, no good. And a quick 4-0 run here for the Bloodhounds to start the quarter. Albright has it left wing. Pull up three. Shot's a little too long. Yee comes away with the long rebound, and will bring it into the front court for the Bearcats. She goes right into the lane, gives it off to Zerpolo, back up top to Schneider. Ball swung around the perimeter. Genko on left wing, and now it's corner to Yee. Way dangerous cross-court pass there to Snyder. Now Zerpolo has it in the corner. Ball swung around the perimeter. Bounce pass inside to Spyu. Spyu's going to drive, kick it outside to Yee in the corner. Now gives it to Snyder in the wing. Zerpolo baseline. Nice ball movement by Baruch. Shot no good. No good. 4 Bearcats there, though, for the rebound. It'll be Genko that comes away with it. Now Snyder straightaway 3. Rattles that one home. Francis Snyder, a monster first half. Already has 11 of Baruch's 13.
And that's been huge here early on. 11 out of 13 points for the Bearcats in the first half. Francis Snyder having herself a game.
And if you're Coach Day of the Bloodhounds, you just got to be frustrated, I think, a little bit more about the effort from John Jay. It's not really been a problem about your offensive set or your defensive. I mean, you look at that last play, the offensive rebound, 4 different Bearcats probably could have came away with that.
Exactly. The Bearcats have been doing a good job of getting their offensive boards here in the first half. And that's got to be frustrating if you're the defense and the coach.
Because it's strictly an effort thing on that thing.
Exactly.
Being in the wrong position and not just putting the effort to go after the ball. So it'll be Healy at the line to shoot 2. She's off on the first. Katie Healy this season, a 58% free throw shooter. And she knocks down the second, so 2 of 2 from the line was Healy. Ooh, Snyder falls down. Looks like she might have slipped, and Zerpolo might have knocked right into her. Dangerous play there anytime you see a knee to the head. Now Genko has it on right wing. Ball swung around, looking for options. It'll be Snyder on the right wing. Genko corner 3, off. Healy on the rebound for the Bloodhounds. Now Howard will bring it up. Good D. Wild shot there by Howard. I was going to say good D there by Genko, but wild shot there by Howard once she got past Genko. Spin move by Spyu. Nice play, but could not finish. Ball's, I think, off of Howard's head, and Albright comes away with it. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Spyu. A crazy play there by Albright. Stumbling into the lane. It looked like she lost her footing and was able to get the blocking foul. And she'll go to the line with an opportunity to tie the game. Alea Albright, a 59% free throw shooter on the season. She's off on the first. And off on the second, but it's going to be Rosario on the rebound. Her shot's no good, but she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And Rosario is definitely giving the Bearcats some problems with her size inside. We saw her score those first 4 points rather easily once she was able to corral the ball inside.
Yeah, you definitely see a little bit of a mismatch down low, David, as far as the height goes. The girls have been doing a good job of kind of compensating for that with some athleticism and making sure they're getting their rebounds. It's got to work extra hard.
And they don't really have a player. We've seen a few players, traditional post players, really struggle with dealing, really give Baruch a tough time because of really Baruch really not having anyone to defend that.
Exactly.
Ebelhop's their tallest player at 5'10", but she doesn't really play the game where she's inside
down low,
the
physical in the paint. Yeah, exactly, David.
She's more of a wing defender.
Yep.
Albright straightaway 3. Her shot no good, but it's going to be Howard on the rebound. And you see now Zerpolo on Rosario, also giving her a little trouble. And the ball stolen there, and it's going to be Zerpolo who comes away with it. I think the pass was going to go inside to Rosario. A little miscommunication between her and Albright. Shot by Yee in the corner is no good. Baruch lead by 1, 13-12. 5:44 remaining here in the half. Baruch looking for options. Gives it off now to Howard. Her right wing 3 is going to be short, but it's going to be Healy who comes away with the rebound. Her shot, that's, my apologies, that's going to be Gorman that comes away with the rebound. Healy misses up the follow-up, and now Rosario has it looking for options, and Healy will be that option. Gorman's going to travel before she puts the ball on the floor, taking too many steps, and Ebelhaupt is going to come in the game, and Lalone's going to come in the game as well. Now Snyder brings it to the front court. It'll be Yee up top. picking up her dribble, finds Snyder in the corner. Back to Yee, ball moving side to side, and you've seen John Jay really consistent with that 2-3 zone this evening.
Yep, that's definitely been their approach. And they're going to call a carry on John Jay as Baruch will get back possession.
We see a lot of travels, and mostly from the variety of taking too many steps when you catch the ball. That one was interesting. Don't see too many carries.
Yeah, we haven't seen many carries this season. Interesting call there.
Now Ebelhaupt has it inside the post, gives it inside to Spyu. Spyu's been living down there pretty much in that box where between the high and the low zone, really able to create position. And that's what they say to do to attack the zone. You got to get somebody right inside that free throw line. We've seen Rosario do a little bit against Baruch, and now we've seen also Spyu now really being able to dictate the offense from that area.
And Baruch almost got the first turnover there on the pass and ultimately able to get an errant pass out of John Jay. Getting the ball back once again, trying to make this more than a 3-point game.
Baruch looking really strong on the defensive end as Spyu again gets into that area of the zone, and Millie Yee knocks down the shot. And like we said, when you can get inside that area of the paint, inside the 2-3 zone, you're going to have backdoor options. We've seen Yee on a few occasions able to get there and get the shot off, this time going to the line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, that was a tremendous finish by Millie Yee, really going up into contact. And she's able to convert the 3-point play there as the Bearcats take an 18-12 lead. David, what a shift of momentum in the past minute.
Yeah, and it's been, I think, predicated right by this Baruch defense, already forcing 14 turnovers here in the first half, and make that 15 turnovers here in the first half as the ball, I think, went off the hands of Rosario last as they were trying to find her, and it seemed like Rosario just didn't have the position yet, and the ball was a little force-fed to her a little early. Now the ball swung around the outside. Once again, Spyu has it inside. Now she could dictate from here or find Snyder. Shot 3-pointer, no good, but once again, the defense forcing to collapse on Spyu. Albright now to the corner. It's going to be Lalone. And another turnover here for the Bloodhounds as Samantha Genko checks back into the game for Baruch. Jessica Gorman checks back into the game as number 32, Nyesha Howard, hits the bench. Ebelhaupt to Zerpolo, now to Yee in the corner. Yee's corner three. Off front rim, no good. Rebounded there by Albright for the John Jay Bloodhounds. Coming in on 3.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Gorman's baseline jumper knocks that one down. Ebelhaupt a little bit late to close down there.
That one's going to be important in getting John Jay back in this.
Once again, Spyu able to catch inside.
Genko's going to throw it to Zerpolo. Back to Genko.
Ebelhaupt's corner three, knocks that one down. Nice shot there by Natalie Ebelhaupt, and that's her first points of the afternoon.
It's great to see that response out of the Bearcats, David. John Jay came in, they were successful in getting a 3-point ball. Baruch goes right down the court, answers back.
And another steal there. Oh, but turns it right back over. It's going to be a corner three there by Gorman. Excuse me, a wing three. No, shot's no good, and it's going to be Genko on the rebound. Nyesha Howard waiting to check in. Now to Yee, over to Zerpolo. Mid-range jumper, off back rim, no good. Healy comes away with it for the Bloodhounds. And a nice play there by Healy to regroup as there was a lot of Baruch players trailing.
Notice the pace of play is really picking up here as this half is closing out.
Katie Healy called on the travel. And it's going to go back to Baruch. I think that's the 17th turnover so far from the Bloodhounds. And if your coach, 19 turnovers here in the first half, and your coach Linda Day, that's something you're going to address at the halftime talk.
Yeah, of course, David.
I mean, you think about 19 turnovers compared to Baruch's 5. That's a turnover differential of plus 13. You're only down 6 points in the ball game.
Yeah, exactly. So, unfortunately, for the Bearcats' sake, they haven't been able to really create that separation off those 19 turnovers. But nonetheless, a 21-15 going into the half, got to be pretty satisfied with that.
They're being outshot right now by the Bloodhounds. The only difference is Baruch has 12 more shot attempts than John Jay does.
Yeah.
Now Howard up top for John Jay. Howard just checked in. Healy elbow jumper knocks that one down over Spyu. Healy at 5'9" gives you a nice presence there on the perimeter.
Absolutely does.
Now Spyu inside looking for options. Bounce pass to Ebelhaupt. Goes right over Albright. Shots no good, and Howard comes away with it. Howard's going to push. Howard going right into the defender. It's going to be an offensive foul.
Offensive foul on number 32.
I believe it was Melinda Spy who took the charge there, and we've really seen that all season, David. She's done a great job of just planting her feet and drawing that offensive foul out of the opponents. Pretty much game in and game out.
And Howard looking frustrated. She comes to the bench. We saw this last game, too. Sometimes when things are not going your way, you have the tendency to drop your head. It's, you're still in a close game, down by 4.
Yep.
As Yee's corner 3 shot is no good, and it'll be Healy who comes away with it. But you saw Howard take the ball full length of the court and pretty much just run right into the defender. She can't really be upset at anybody but herself.
Yeah.
And the foul there is going to be number 2, Daniela Zerpolo. That's her second foul with 1:19 remaining here in the first half. And Healy knocks down the first. And she's off on the second, so Baruch have a chance to extend that lead. Baruch lead 21-18, coming in on a minute remaining here in the first half. Now Millie E has it, and she takes too many steps, and it's going to go back to the Bloodhounds. Sloppy offensive possession there by Baruch, and we've seen some good ball movement on the Baruch end. Not too many, unforced errors. That happened to be one there on Yee.
Yeah.
Now Rosario up top, even further into Healy. Healy shot blocked by Ebelhoff. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats. Nice play there by Ebelhoff to just hold Healy's shot down as she tried to put it up. Now it's Ebelhoff in the corner. Now to Genko, right wing 3. Her shot around and out, no good, and Healy comes away with the rebounds for John Jay. And how imperative is it going to be for Baruch Bryan in the second half to keep up the defensive intensity?
Oh, super imperative, David. I think that's really what's created this lead for the Bearcats early on. They went out with that 7-point run, 7-0 run, unanswered by John Jay, and really just to continue that defensive pressure out of them. They're forced. I think a lot of these turnovers are forced. Not many of them have been unforced.
An Albright shot, no good, but once again, Gorman, my apologies, underneath, able to box out and finish on the offensive glass. And Baruch have a chance to finish for the hole for the last shot. 21 seconds remaining here. It'll be Genko on right wing. Malone out on her now. Ebelhoff, Genko back up top to Zerpolo. Ball swung around, back up to Zerpolo. Yee touched it. Now it's Genko, right wing 3. Her shot off front rim, no good. Rosario comes away with the rebound. Full court heave by Rosario, way short. And Baruch's going to take their lead into halftime, 21-20. And like you said, Brian, it's been such a great defensive effort. You're only up by 1. You forced what has to be still at 19 turnovers, turning the ball minus 12 in the turnover department.
Yeah.
However, you only lead by 1 because mostly you're shooting 8 of 37.
Exactly. I mean, this is a John Jay lineup that is – you just go through this roster. They have a lot more height than us, David. But the girls have been doing a good job of really forcing those turnovers and getting the ball back offensively. Now it's just going to be a matter of finish on the offensive side. And I think if they can do that, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, and this is aesthetically some of the best basketball I think we've seen from Baruch all season.
Absolutely.
The ball on the offensive end keeps moving, and defensively, obviously, the turnovers are one thing, but just defensively, holding the Bloodhounds team to 32% from the field. It's been a great effort, only 1 of 8 from downtown.
Yeah.
But on the offensive end, you're getting Spy where you need her, inside the box, inside the zone, and she's dishing. She's finding the right people. It's about not hitting the 3 and not hitting some of those baseline plays when you get the ball from Melinda.
Exactly. And it's good to see Melinda back in the lineup coming off injury there. And, it's really just a matter of converting, like we said all night, David.
We saw Yee, when given the opportunity, backdoor. She gets the ball, missed a few, kept going, able to get to the line and really convert on that and one play.
Absolutely. And same thing with Frances Snyder, really not afraid to go to that 3 ball. And she's got at least three of them to fall that I can remember. So, again, we just got to keep it aggressive offensively. We're getting our looks, and now it's just a matter of them falling. Yeah,
and you're playing offense against the 2-3 zone to a T. You're getting – I don't really know how John Jay hasn't defended it yet. Every possession down, it's been Melinda right in the middle. Ball gets to her and play it off of her. It's pretty much been textbook offense according to the 2-3 zone. It's got to be Coach Day if you're talking about what you need to do on the in the game for the Bloodhounds.
Exactly.
It's got to be stop turning the ball over. 19 turnovers for a game is a lot.
Yeah.
To do it in the first half, you got to be frustrated if you're Coach Day.
Exactly. So John Jay is definitely going to look to clean it up here in the second half, and Baruch's going to look to start capitalizing more. So it's going to be definitely a close ball game here, 1 point game, and it's anybody's game. It's really just going to be a matter of who wants it more and who's going to pull away with it, playing clean basketball.
Naisha Howard this year averaging 11-9 for the season. However, we see today so far 0 points, only 3 boards, and 5 turnovers for Howard. You know, for a girl that averages 11-9.
Yeah.
I think we've seen her visibly been frustrated on the court. You saw a few charging fouls, and then really not getting touches on the ball maybe when she thought she wanted them.
Yeah.
And she's had her head down a little bit, especially when she's come to the bench.
Yeah, she's been taking up the ball for the Bloodhounds most of the night. So definitely a lot of passing involved. She's really not getting the ball back all that much. And then the couple times she did, she got called for some of those offensive charges. So again, Baruch has done a good job of quieting Howard's offense. But again, if you're John Jay, you're going to look to kind of correct that, come out and have a better second half.
So that'll about do it for us here in the first half. We're about to have a 5-minute intermission. We should be back in a little over 6 minutes to talk about the second half of action here at the Arc Arena. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. And welcome back to the Arc Arena here on the campus of Baruch College, heart of Manhattan. It is the first game of our doubleheader here on the home for Baruch Bearcats Sports YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting, alongside Brian Flannery. I'm David Just. And Brian, we had a great first half defensive battle. Francis Snyder leading the things, proceeding both ways, but it's been Baruch defensively really stepping up and able to be a force here in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was definitely the narrative for the first half, is that Baruch defense really stepping up against a much taller John Jay team. Unfortunately, they weren't able to convert all of their offensive opportunities that those 19 turnovers caused, but nonetheless, we got a close ball game here, 21-20, two quarters left to play, so it's pretty much anyone's game.
Lots of action left, like you said, and it's been, we mentioned Snyder leading all scorers, 11 points, 2 boards, but hitting some big threes there in the first half.
And yeah, definitely talk about the momentum, David. It's really kind of gone back and forth, so I think whoever can come out and establish it early on in this third quarter might run away with this thing.
And we've seen a lot of Katie Healy in the late portion of that second quarter for the Bloodhounds. 3 of 7 on the evening, 9 boards already and 8 points, so she's pretty much locked up the double-double here in the first half, but really been able to hit from that mid-range for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, she's been a problem for that Bearcat defense.
We saw Rosario early on, giving Baruch, like you said, a little bit of trouble. And we've seen other teams, City College, for example, give Baruch trouble when they have that post player, and Baruch really don't have a post defender. Tonight has been Melinda Spayu, Millie Yee really having to go up against Rosario.
Exactly, and they've done a definitely commendable job here early on. They're going to look to really finish this thing out now.
So it'll be the Bloodhounds' ball to start. For the Bloodhounds, it'll be Lalone, Albright, Healy, Rosario, and Howard. We mentioned Howard before we went off the air, Brian. Not into her game so far here at the Arc Arena tonight. Now it's Rosario baseline. Ebel hopped on her. We'll see if the Baruch change things up as Rivera finds her position in the middle of the zone. And it'll be Howard back door. Nice play there by Ebelhaupt. Gets blocked, and it looked like Howard might have rolled her ankle as she's slow to get back on defense. Snyder now going to go coast to coast and finish through the layup. That gives her 13. Nice play there by Francis Snyder.
Yeah, great play there, getting that defensive rebound, taking it yourself.
Now it's going to be Lalone up top. Gives it off to Healy. Healy left wing shot, no good. Might have been a 3. But either way, Baruch come away with it. It'll be Snyder into the front court, off the glass. A little too strong as Healy comes away with the rebound for the Bloodhounds, and John Jay's going to push. Bounce pass outside to Albright. Spayu gets a steal. Nice play there by Spayu. And it's going to be a foul on number 23, Alea Albright on the push. And it's going to go back to Baruch. And a dangerous play there because it looks like Baruch might have been turning it over as Albright fouled underneath.
Back-to-back takeaways by Baruch there. One by Ebelhoft on the big block, and then Melinda Spayu able to get that steal there. So, again, girls doing a great job defensively here in this third quarter, David.
Spayu has it now up top to Ebelhoft. Looking for options. It'll be Snyder in the left wing. Now Ebelhoft shot as she hits the deck is no good. Looking for contact there. Might have received a little bit, but not enough for a call. And the Bloodhounds will come away with it. It'll be Howard to push into the front court. Crossover move there on Snyder. Looking for options. Gives it off to Albright. Albright's left wing 3. Her shot no good. It'll be Ebelhoft on the rebound. And once again, Baruch really forcing the Bloodhounds into a shot that they don't think they want to take.
Yeah, exactly. You can see a lot of these shots are just more so thrown up than quality shots.
Now Ebelhoff now inside to Rivera. Nice ball moving again by Baruch. Spayu right elbow jumper. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Baruch lead by 5. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Albright has it. Going to run Coach Day's offense for John Jay. Gives it to Lalone, looking for options. Trying to find Rosario inside. Instead it'll be Healy at the free throw line. Ball tipped away from her. It's loose on the deck. And now it's going to be Albright into the lane, and she's fouled. The foul's going to go there, number 40. Caitlin Rivera. That's her second on the afternoon. Albright knocks down the first. That's her first point of the evening as she went 0 for 6 in the first half. And she's off on the second, but it'll be Rosario on the offensive rebound for John Jay. Albright has it now, looking for options into the lane. Finds Healy. Ball's going to go off Healy's hands last. And some frustration on the faces of some of the Bloodhound ladies.
Yeah, again, looks like they kind of rushed that possession there, David, with the no-look pass, but not enough room in between the two girls to really establish that no-look pass. Mishandled, and ultimately Baruch got the ball back. And just like that, that is a Baruch turnover as Madison Lalone gets a steal.
Now Rosario inside, but her shot, there we go. Nice play there by Rivera to move Rosario from her catch point and forces the off-balance shot. So with Baruch and a 4-point lead, Baruch's leading 25-21 with 7:20. Coach Day wants to talk things over with for the Bloodhounds. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. And Brian, some of the defensive effort that we saw from Baruch in the first half carrying right over to the second half. A lot of sloppy play, though, from both sides.
Yeah, exactly. But I think really that's kind of what they're preaching right now in that Bearcats locker room is defense, 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 because the girls really came out with that same intensity defensively, and it's bode well for them here in the second half. 25-21.
2 turnovers already for the Bloodhounds to add on to that 19, full 21. And they really picked up right where they left off in the first half.
Exactly. And I think just a lot of the defensive pressure is what's forcing these some of these turnovers and rush possessions from the Bloodhounds.
Now Snyder will have it. It goes off her foot, and the ball's loose. It's going to be Howard who comes away with it. Ball up top to Lalone. Has Healy with her, but Lalone loses it into the hands of Spyu. What a defensive effort there by Spyu. Another turnover now for the Bloodhounds. As Spyu gets double-teamed, and she's fouled from behind by Lalone. You can see Coach Day getting frustrated here on the Bloodhounds bench. Not happy with the effort by her John Jay basketball team.
Yeah, like you said, just a little bit of sloppy play on both sides, and I'm sure both coaches want to clean it up right here.
Spyu has it now to Snyder. Lalone on her. Snyder goes past. Lalone catches up. It's going to be a travel there on Snyder. I didn't quite see it, but it's going to go back to the Bloodhounds with 6:53 remaining.
Yeah, neither did David. If anything, I saw a little bit of contact out of the John Jay defense. That I originally thought it was a foul.
Yeah, I agree. Thought she was throwing off balance a little bit. Nice play there by Lalone to get back into position, though.
Yep.
Now it'll be Howard now inside to Albright. Albright with the right hand. Wild shot as multiple players hit the deck. It's going to be the foul. It's going to be on Rivera. That's going to be her third, and that'll probably bring her to the bench with 6:40 still remaining here in the third. Baruch lead by 4 as Albright comes to the line to shoot 2 on what was a wild shot by Alea Albright, kind of getting bailed out by that foul call on Rivera.
Yeah, and you could hear the discontent from the Baruch bench over there, really just asking, why did you foul there? Because she definitely didn't have a good angle or good opportunity to put up that shot.
Yeah, she went up against 2 defenders, and it ended up hitting the side of the backboard, and there's a steal there. It's going to be Howard now for the Bloodhounds. She brings it in. Albright's corner 3. Snyder there to close out. Not quick enough. And a tie game here with 6:19 remaining here in the third. 25 all.
And that's exactly what you're looking for if you're John Jay to get you back in this game. Relying on that 3 ball from Albright. She's been taking them all game. Now she's getting them to fall.
Her first made field goal from on the evening. That gives her 4 points. Now Rivera has it. Snyder has it up top. Genko now left wing. Crossover move. Looking for options. Spyu has it up top. She's double teamed, and Spyu's going to get fouled by Howard. Check into the games, number 34, Jessica Gorman. Naisha Howard will come to the bench. Also in the game for Baruch is number 13, Millie Yee. Rivera's come to the bench. Ebelhaupt now has it up top. Rosario on her, now Millie Yee right wing, looking for options. Spyu over to Snyder right wing. Lalone all draped all over her. Now Genko has it working on Gorman. Ebelhaupt on the baseline. Even a Yee in the corner. Now she's going to drive back out to Ebelhaupt. Ball's thrown away. Actually goes off. Very interesting play. It looked like none of the players didn't know who had the ball, but it went off of the Bloodhounds last. And with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, Baruch will have to get something quick up here quick.
Yeah. Really just trying to find an open girl and put up a shot. And Millie Yee throws up a Hail Mary there. Unable to get that one to fall, but pretty close.
For the situation, that's what you want. Just hit rim and see if we can get something going. But It'll go back to the Bloodhounds. It'll be 25 all, 5:19 remaining here in the third. And Baruch really just almost overpassing on that offensive possession, wasting a little too much time.
Yeah.
Albright has it, looking for options. Ball stolen there by Gorman. Gives it back off to Albright. Going to be corralled by Gorman. And the foul's going to be there on Genko. A bit of a touch foul. And that'll be her first.
Team's third, number 12, Al Litchi, checks on the Bearcat side.
Inbounded there by Gorman. Now has Albright straight up top. Shots off back rim, no good. Rebounded there by Healy, though. And John Jay could set up with a fresh 30. Malone over to Albright. Michi on her. Now inside to Healy working on Ebelhaupt. Healy shot, I think, got tipped by Ebelhaupt, and Snyder comes away with that rebound. Bounce pass, trying to get it to Yee, and it just rolls right out of her reach. And it'll go back to the Bloodhounds. And it's been a sloppy game here in the last few minutes, even more so than some of the stuff we saw in the first half. Both teams not really looking to take the lead right now.
Yeah, like we said, really kind of coming into this half, it's anyone's game. It's going to be a matter of limiting those mistakes. And unfortunately, both sides right now just not really able to break away with it.
Now Albright's layup no good. Rebounded there by Healy. And she's able to knock that one down, and that'll give John Jay their first lead of the evening, with coming in on 4 minutes gone here in the third. Shot there by Michi's no good. Rebounded attempt. Yee saves it. Nice play there by Michi to run it down. Gives it off to Spyu. He finds Ebelhaupt on the wing. Her three-point shot is good. Nice shot there by Natalie Ebelhaupt.
And that was a pretty crazy possession there with a bunch of rebounds and saving balls.
Nice play there by Yee to give Baruch a second chance.
Yeah.
Ebelhaupt able to make them pay.
Exactly.
Rosario, nice pick there. Albright into the lane. Pull-up jumper at the free throw line's good.
So now we're seeing this lead go back and forth, back and forth.
Michi has it, looking for options. Ball's tipped. Healy comes away with the steal. Now Healy quick to push. Excuse me, I think it was Gorman on the steal. Now Healy will push. Now gives it back to Gorman. Gorman circles up. Albright straightaway three. Knocks that one down, and she answers Ebelhaupt's three just like that. And Baruch have their biggest, trailing the most they have all evening, 32-28 with 3:14 remaining here in the third quarter. You're watching Baruch basketball on the home of all Baruch Athletics YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. And what a last few minutes here, Brian, by John Jay. Really hitting some clutch shots. You had Albright knocking down the jumper, and then you had Albright also hitting the three. So a nice little 5-0 run for the Bloodhounds and giving them their biggest lead of the evening.
Yeah, you've really seen Albright kind of lead this offensive charge for the Bloodhounds, not only to get them back in the game, but also reclaim the lead. So now 32-28, Bearcats in a little bit of a situation here, David. They need to stop this John Jay offense and continue to respond. The Baruch offenses look good as well.
And Alea Albright had 0 points coming into this half, has 10 of 12 here in the third for the John Jay Bloodhounds. Really has to be priority slowing her down, because you're giving her an inch, she's taking a mile.
Exactly. Couldn't have said that better.
And now it'll be Baruch's ball with Zerpolo, Michi, Ebelhaupt, Spyu, and Yee on the floor. Ebelhaupt has it up top, looking for options. Has Rosario on her. Now Michi right wing. Corner three by Yee. No good, bounces around. Baruch able to come away with it. Nice play there by Spy. Her shot's blocked, but she comes away with it, and another fresh 30. Spyu on the wing. Crossover move by Spyu into the lane. Shot might have been tipped. It's no good, and Albright will come away with it for John Jay. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Baruch trailed 32-28. Bloodhounds trying to pick up a tough win here on the road at the Arc Arena. Now Rosario has it up top, working on Ebelhaupt. Goes right into the lane as Rosario. Healy's shot blocked, and then she's fouled on the second attempt. And there was must have been very little contact there because it was good defense on the first. I can't imagine the positioning changing way too much.
Yeah, like you said, very little contact, if any, on that. I think Melinda Spivey gets called with a foul on the second block attempt on Healy. She's able to convert her first free throw.
Number 1, Francis Snyder, and number 20, Samantha Genko, champion.
And Healy on the second is good. So it's a 6-point lead now for John Jay with 2:13 remaining here in the third. Tie turning a little bit here in the third, 14-7. Snyder has it now, working on the lone. Snyder's drive, no good. Nice play there by Snyder to get into the paint. She gets fouled and then go to the line to shoot two.
And that was hard contact, David. She really drove hard, and John Jay put up the block, gets called the foul. But nonetheless, good job by Snyder there to really go up aggressively.
Snyder in 9 games only shooting 41% from the line. And she knocks that one down, now 8 of 18 on the season.
Yeah, these two shots are big right now, David. Especially when the leads are kind of going back and forth as they have been.
And you can feel the momentum turning just a bit in the favor of John Jay here in the third quarter. As Snyder is no good on that one. And Albright will push for the John Jay. Albright right into the lane. And she's fouled by Ebelhalt and will go to the line to shoot the N1. Nice play there by Albright, giving her 12 in the quarter and a monster quarter for Alea Albright.
Yeah, she's really put this John Jay offense on her back and just charged on. Able to convert on a lot of tough shots.
And she knocks down that free throw for the N1. We talked about in the first half, turnovers for the Bloodhounds, only 3 here in the second half so far, so a nice improvement there as he has it left wing around to Snyder. Looking for options, it's Spyu up top. Drives into the lane, Spyu's fouled, hits the deck. I think the foul there is going to be on number 30. Excuse me, 33. Karen Rosario having a solid game in her own right as she sends Spyu to the line. Already 9 boards and 5 points. Albright, 13 points here in the third quarter alone. Like you said, Brian, really taking over the game and giving John Jay a comfortable lead, now up by 8. Make it 7 as Spyu knocks down the first. 1:28 remaining here in the third. And a big minute and a half here if you're Baruch, really trying to play some solid defense, maybe cut the deficit before the fourth.
Exactly.
And nice rebound there by Snyder on the missed free throw. So Genko now has it up top, and a big offensive possession here for Baruch. Snyder has it up top with Lalone on her. We've seen this matchup quite often tonight. Spyu has it now. Looking for options, comes into the top of the key. Hand off to Snyder, now Ebelhaupt. Wing jump shot, 3, no good. Rebounded there by, deep rebound there by Rosario. Ebelhaupt had an open look there for Baruch.
Yeah, shot was perfectly on line, just unable to get into the hoop, unfortunately.
Under a minute here in the third as Rosario knocks down that jumper and extends the lead. Extends the lead to 9, as Genko now has it up top. Shots blocked there by Healy, and Rosario comes away with that rebound. Lalone quickly up the floor to, Albright. That ball's loose on the ground. And it's going to be a foul call. No, it's going to actually be out of bounds. It's going to be Bearcats' ball. Nice play there by Francis Snyder to force the steal on Albright. Couldn't see the number of who was on the ground there, and it looked like as it went Albright's arm last, so it'll be Baruch basketball, and they could hold for final shot here in the third. Yee has it up top. Now to Ebelhaupt, looking for options. Ebelhaupt's going to pull another 3 and knocks that one down. Natalie Ebelhaupt, a big shot there.
Yeah, that was huge, David, to really close out this third quarter.
3 of 4 from 3 is Ebelhaupt. She has 9.
We want to keep this John Jay lead under wraps.
And it looked like John Jay almost did not realize how much time was left there in the third. So Baruch able to trim the deficit to 6 right at the end on an Ebelhaupt 3. She's shooting big here in the third quarter. So after 3, it's Baruch 33, John Jay 39. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And welcome back to the fourth quarter of our first game of our doubleheader tonight here at the Arc Arena between John Jay and Baruch. Baruch currently trail 39-33 as the fourth quarter is underway here at the Arc Arena. Millie Yee has it now as Yee, Spayu, Snyder, Genko, and Ebelhaupt, who had a big third quarter, a few threes there of the late to cut this lead to 6, but a turnover there by Baruch as Healy has it now top of the key. Shots off back rim, no good. Rebound goes off the hands of Gorman, off the hands of Snyder, and it'll be Healy who comes away with it for the Bloodhounds. Nyasha Howard calling out the offense.
That's going to be a
She
travel.
takes too many steps, and all she could do is not understand why it was too many steps. Coach Taylor having some words with the guard from John Jay. Howard as Healy comes away with the steal there, and she's having a monster game right now as she's been able to really impose her will.
And yeah, if you're the Bearcats, you really want to try to limit these turnovers and steals coming from John Jay.
14 points and 15 boards for Katie Healy. Now it's Ebelhaupt up top. 8-point lead for John Jay. Spayu has it, gives it back outside to Genko. Genko thinks about the shot, gives it off to Ebelhaupt. Ebelhaupt's 3 off front side rim, no good. And Baruch might have forced one on that possession. Ball's found inside to Rosario. Her shot a little too strong as she had position over Yee. Once again, Brian really having a room to operate with the smaller Yee on her.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to exploit that height deficit down in the 4-5 positions, but unable to convert there as Baruch gets the ball back. And
Spayu now into the lane. She gets double teamed, kicked it outside to Genko. Shot barely graced the rim. It'll be Snyder on the save. And her ball goes right into the hands of Lalone, and it'll be Bloodhounds basketball. 8 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Baruch trail by 8. Albright to Lalone. Howard, to Lalone. Gives it offside. Gorman, right left wing 3, able to knock that one down.
And that is exactly what Baruch did not need in that situation, David.
And it's going to be a timeout for the Bearcats with 7:46 remaining here in the ball game. Baruch now trail by 11. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting, and Brian, definitely a change of momentum in the third. And Baruch have done nothing so far here in the early going to the fourth to slow that down.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need a big player, a big shot out of one of these girls to reclaim this momentum that John Jay's taken pretty much halfway through that third quarter, and they really haven't given it up since.
Outscored by 7 in the third, already a 5-0 run here from John Jay, and if you're Baruch, you need some stops and you need some buckets and quick.
Exactly. It's really just kind of all about answering back right now if you're Baruch. Nonetheless, hard-fought game on both sides.
Healy leading the way for the Bloodhounds. 14 points now, 16 boards. Snyder has 14 for the Bearcats. Snyder now working on Lalone. Bounce pass over to Spayu up top. Has Howard on her. Spayu tells him to clear out, wants a little ISO. Now gives it to Zerpolo, right wing. Has Snyder up top. 10 seconds remaining here on the shot clock. Genko now up top to Michi. Hand off to Genko. Genko going into the lane. Kicks it out to Spayu. Howard closes out. Spayu off glass. A little too strong, gets her own rebound, and is able to finish there. Nice play there by Melinda to cut the lead back to 9. 7:05 remaining here in the ball game. And Baruch picking up some full court pressure. And we had a shot clock problem here at the Arc Arena, so it'll be a 25-second remaining on the shot clock. Howard's inbound in front of the scorer's table. Inbound into Lalone. She'll bring it to the front court, hand off to Howard. Michi on her, and you got to like the aggression from Michi already getting up on Howard. Seen Howard struggle when she's been denied space. Ball almost stolen there by Snyder. Gets away from Lalone, but she corrals it. She's going to drive into the lane, kicks it out to Martyr, who just checked back into the game, and a turnover there for the Bloodhounds. Exactly what Baruch needed, an opportunity to cut back into this deficit.
Exactly, David. And I think that was a great defensive stop by Baruch. Really physical and playing up on their defenders there.
Now Spayu has a right wing, looking for options. Tells Genko to come out, and she receives the pass. Now Snyder has it into the lane. Genko straightaway 3. Knocks that one down. Big shot there by Genko, and it cuts the lead to 6. 44-38. And Howard's foul there by Michi. But not a bad play there by Michi, giving Howard a little bit of body and trying to frustrate Nyasha Howard, who we've seen tonight easily to knock off her game if she's not feeling it mentally. Now inbound to Healy. Gives it off to Howard. Howard has Michi all over her. Good defense there by Val Michi. Crossover move by Howard. Ball swung around to Martyr. Albright into the lane. Nice step over move. Instead, it'll be a couple steps.
And that's a huge break for Baruch as they're really trying to cut into this deficit once again, David.
I'm not really sure she's traveling right there. It looks like she's taking steps. It's just an awkward first step because she almost comes back across her body.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily see the travel there either.
Spayu has it now. Howard's been on her for most of the evening and continues to do so. Spayu into the lane. She's fouled, and once again, Melinda Spayu will go to the line, an opportunity to cut into this deficit even more and cut this to a 4-point game.
And yeah, these 2 foul shots are really important. Like we said, as time starts running out here, every foul shot is obviously crucial. She's able to hit the first one there.
Yeah, big shot there, and some good defensive possessions here in the last few defensive sequences for the Bearcats, able to force some missed shots and a couple of turnovers.
Exactly, kind of looking like the team we had in the first quarter and pretty much the whole first half, forcing a lot of stops with physicality, as Howard will bring up the ball quickly for the Bloodhounds.
Already 4 turnovers for John Jay here in the 4th. Be Howard working on Michi, gives it off to Healy, trying to find Martyr underneath, and she travels. And a lot of travels called here on the Bloodhounds, and I haven't seen one that they've really agreed with. Once in a while, you know it's a concrete travel. A little bit of an illusion if you're a Bloodhound.
But again, exactly like we said, David, really just trying to cut into this lead, a stop and score, stop and score. And we've seen that in the past couple possessions. The Baruch forced a turnover one way or another, travel calls, and they were able to score.
And Rosario checking back into the game for the Bloodhounds. This is also a Bloodhound team that if they continue to work against themselves, we've seen them get frustrated. And we've seen what Baruch capitalized on a few occasions tonight.
And that's the one thing you really got to credit this Baruch women's basketball team for. They don't get rattled too easily. They stay pretty even-keeled, winning or losing. So I think that will bode well for them in tight situations like this.
Healy's wild shot, but Rosario there for the rebound, able to finish off glass. A tough possession there for Baruch, turning it over on one end, leading to points for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, and that's Rosario really using her height over the girls to rebound them and ultimately get the finish.
Now it's Michi. She comes right into the paint. She's fouled by Rosario and go to the line to shoot 2. And Baruch really drawing some defensive pressure and a little too many hands there by the Bloodhounds as they'll send Michi to the line to shoot 2. Val Michi, a 68% free throw shooter on the season, as she's a little too strong on the first. She rattles home the second. Baruch trailed by 5. And Howard covered by Michi, full length of the court. And Baruch have really set up into this full court press. Howard going to go past Michi into the front court. Michi, good defense. And now Howard into the lane. Gives it off to Rosario. Zapolo on her. Albright straightaway 3. Off front rim. No good, but Rosario able to run down that rebound. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Rosario as she comes crashing into Snyder. Nice play there by Baruch as Gorman checks back into the game and Rosario comes to the bench. That's Rosario's 4th foul and a little bit sloppy play there as they were trying to run down the rebound. Genko to bring it up to the front court. Gives it off to Spayu into the lane. Val Michi thinks about the shot, puts it on the floor, trying to find Spayu underneath. Ball's tipped away and it'll stay with Baruch. Now Spayu to inbound. Howard all over her. Inside to Snyder. Now back out to Michi. Looking for options. It'll be Zerpolo on the baseline. She drives. Her shot a little too strong. Rebounded there by Healy. That gives Healy 17 boards on the evening. Howard now gives it off to Healy. Back door is Gorman. Her baseline jumper rattles that one home and extends the lead to 7. Snyder, Zerpolo in the corner to Spayu. Pull-up jumper. No good. Gets her own rebound and lays that one in. Nice hustle play there by Melinda Spayu. Very rare have we seen her shoot from the perimeter this evening, really trying to get into the lane with all of her shot attempts.
Yeah, great job following up your shot in that situation. Able to get her own rebound and finish the second time.
Howard there gets fouled. And she's slow to get up. The foul is going to be on number 25, Melinda Spayu. That's going to be her 4th. And it's going to be a full timeout with 3:24 remaining here in the ball game. Baruch trail 48-43, but have cut into this deficit. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel. Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting. And Brian, outscored by 7 last quarter, really coming back and outscoring them now by 1, cutting into that deficit and not really letting John Jay sustain any type of momentum here in the 4th.
Exactly. I think the Bearcats are going to want to really continue that momentum really for the rest of this game if they want a chance of coming back and ultimately winning this game. And we've seen just great efforts on both sides of the ball, I think, forcing a lot of defensive turnovers and stops and really able to either convert or draw a foul offensively. So I don't really see much that we need to change up with the game plan. We just need to continue playing well like we have been the past 5-6 minutes.
Yeah, and honestly, you've really been stopping some of their big scores. We saw Albright have 13 points in that 3rd quarter. She's still at 13. We have 3:24 remaining here in the ball game. So if that talk at the end of the 3rd quarter had to be, I assume, about mostly stopping her on the defensive end, they've gone out and done that. But Baruch still kind of struggling. I'd say really struggling on hitting their shots, only shooting 26% tonight.
Yeah. But like you said, trying to kind of neutralize that John Jay attack led by Albright as they will turn over the ball. 3:21 here left in the 4th.
And it'll be Genko to walk the ball up into the front court. Baruch have trailed by as many as 11 at 44-33 at one point. It's been a 10-4 run for the Bearcats. Now Snyder has it on the left wing. Drives into the lane, high floater, shot's no good, a little too strong. But a nice opportunity by Snyder to get into the lane and create a shot opportunity.
Yeah, you can tell everyone's a little frustrated that they didn't get that roll there. Snyder did a good job putting up that shot.
Howard now up top. Michi almost knocks it away from her. Howard's going to go past Michi into the lane. Off shot there. A little way too strong, but a turnover there. And now Albright comes away with it, gives it inside to Healy. Defense there. Michi's going to knock it out of bounds. Good D there by number 20, Samantha Genko. But a sloppy turnover there by Baruch in a 5-point game.
Yeah, I think there you really trying to rush the transition a little bit. I'd say hold on to that ball, take it up the court a little bit before you force that pass.
I agree, especially you've been getting good shots in your half-court setup.
Yep, and Albright will pull up from 3. Ball rolls around.
No good as Michi runs that one down. And 2:25 remaining here in the ball game. Baruch need a bucket. Snyder shot no good. Ebelhop trying to fight for the rebound with Healy, but Healy comes away with it. Be Howard to walk it into the front court. And Michi's been playing her tight since she's checked into the game here in the 4th. Trying to find Healy, cutting, goes through her hands, and Snyder comes away with the steal for the Bearcats. Snyder gets turned around there by Howard, and now it'll be Genko on the left wing. Inside to Eberhaupt. And then knocks that one down. Nice turnaround play there by Eberhaupt. And Baruch quick to play that full court press.
And now this is a 3-point ball game.
Michi still on Howard. But inside goes to Lalone. Her shot a little too strong. Rebounded there by Spayu. Baruch trail by 3. A minute and 35 remaining here in the ball game. Spayu shot's blocked. It's loose on the floor and not the possession you want if you're the Bearcats. Albright now to walk it up for the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, John Jay just guessed correctly in that situation. Melinda throws up a lot of pump fakes. She ultimately committed to that shot, and John Jay was ready for it. As Albright with the up and under.
Nice scoop layup there for the junior guard forward from Jamaica, New York. As Spayu goes right into the lane as Healy hits the deck. I think Spayu was looking for a little bit of contact there, and another sloppy possession for Baruch here in crunch time. Howard showing off her dribbling here on Michi. Goes around a pick from Gorman. Howard another wild shot, and they bailed her out with a foul. Looked like I didn't see much contact there, and there's been on a few occasions where tonight where we haven't really seen the foul or seen the travel yet the call's been made.
Especially in such a tight situation like this, really coming down to the wire, David. You got to question some of these foul calls.
You want to see them let them play a little bit more.
Exactly, yeah. Let them play through. There wasn't clear contact in that situation.
I think we've seen it on a few occasions as Howard knocks down the second, extends the lead to 7, where Baruch have played good defense and really the Bloodhound player went kind of wild into the shot, yet they bailed them out with a Baruch foul call. So with 38.7 left, Coach Rizos wants a timeout right after that Snyder layup. Baruch trail now by 5. 40 seconds remaining here as they reset the clock. You're watching Baruch basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting, and what a last few minutes it's been. Baruch had the lead down to 3. Spayu gets a shot blocked. The next possession, Baruch can't turn the ball over. And it's some of those costly key possessions here at the end of the game that really make or break and make the difference here, Brian, in the fourth.
Exactly, David. So now it's really on the Bearcats to see what they can do in this. Obviously, it's a tight situation, 40 seconds left, but it's not impossible.
No, not at all. I mean, but at some point, if you're not careful, you're going to be coming down to forcing the Bloodhounds to miss some free throws.
Exactly. I think every time we get the ball, we're going to have to convert here.
Oh, absolutely. And you need a few defensive stands, starting with this defensive possession here, as Baruch come out in the full court press. Howard has it, gives it back off to Albright, and she'll bring it into the front court. And it's going to be a foul there on Genko. It's going to force Albright to the line. .59% free throw shoot. Oh, sorry, they have fouls to give. My apologies. So a smart play there by Baruch to use that foul to give, and also a smart play there by Coach Rizos, taking out Spayu, who has 4 fouls so far on the evening.
Foul, I said that.
And a foul there. The foul's going to be number 20, Samantha Genko. So now they'll send Katie Healy to the line. A 58% free throw shooter at the line, and none of the shooters here really for John Jay stick out, jump off the page when it comes to free throw shooting, as Healy misses the first. And Spayu comes back into the game. Smart play there by Coach Rizos. Spayu already with 4 fouls. And Healy on the second is also no good. Abel Hall fighting for the rebound. Wow, and it's saved there by Gorman, and that's deadly if you're Baruch. And they're going to have to foul again. It'll send Howard to the line. Granted, Howard a 65% free throw shooter, but after Healy misses both those free throws in exactly what you need to give up that offensive board to Jessica Gorman at all of 5'3", it's got to be a little disheartening for the Bearcats.
And that was just a tremendous effort to really save that ball, keep it in John Jay's possession. And right now, it's such a game of possession, David. Obviously, that was a crucial play.
So Howard good on the first, extending the lead to 6. Then she knocks down the second. So 7-point difference, 26 seconds remaining. Millie Yee, left wing 3, way off, and it'll be rebounded there by Howard. Pushed into the front court, and it's going to be a foul there on Snyder, as she'll send Albright to the line, and that should just about do it in this one for the Bloodhounds on the win. Albright off on the first, and what was a great defensive effort by Baruch. And once again, their shooting may have let them down tonight. Shooting right now subpar at only 26%. As Michi comes right into the lane, but cannot finish with the right hand. It's back out to Snyder, right wing 3. No good, and that's going to be rebounded there by Healy, and they'll be able to run out the clock. So that'll do it here for the first game of our doubleheader here at the Arc Arena. Baruch 47, John Jay 55, and really a tale of two halves here for both teams, as the Bloodhounds really able to hold on to the basketball, stop creating turnovers, and Baruch really not getting their offense going at any point in this game.
Exactly.
And then their defense not as reliable, still a good defensive effort, but not as reliable in the second half as it was the first.
Exactly, and I think John Jay pulled away with it at the exact time that they needed to win this game, David. You saw that. Really, it was kind of back and forth. You saw a couple lead changes, and then halfway through that third quarter, John Jay really just came out and went on that big run and really never looked back.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. They kind of just stepped it up from the third quarter on, and even outscoring Baruch 35-26 in the second half, where Baruch goes into a halftime with a 1-point lead coming out of this game, losing by 8. Just a rough turnaround for things for the Bearcats, especially in a game where you're really trying to turn things around, losing 3 in a row after winning 3 of 4 and trying to stop the slide. And once again, your defense didn't let you down, but I think it was more so their shooting.
Yeah, if you really had to point your finger at something tonight, if you're the coaching staff for the Bearcats, it's really the offense and not converting on a bunch of those turnovers from John Jay. But nonetheless, hard-fought game. I think that's definitely probably the cleanest game we've seen them play defensively all season, so that's really promising.
Yeah, and I think we've said this before on other broadcasts, and it's not to mention, this is a very young Baruch team. So anything that's happening today is going to be a learning curve, and really it's going to help them out in the long run, because you're talking about only 3 sophomores on this team, and Snyder, Zarpolo, and Spyu, everyone else freshmen, so everything out that they're taking in right now is a first for a lot of them. But next year and the year after that, keep building on this core, and I think they're going to have a really good basketball team, because that's going to drop them down to 3-7 in the conference and really put them in the outskirts of playoff position.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right, David. A lot of firsts for everything here. And I really think, like you said, as the years go on, this team's going to gel and become something very special.
And John Jay now moving up to 6-5 in the conference, and some impressive players, but Katie Healy, a monster game, really leading them in all facets. 19 rebounds, 14 points, a solid double-double. So between Healy and Rosario, I was thoroughly impressed with some of the interior presence that this John Jay team has.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely brought it to Baruch today and really, like we said, exploited that height difference that we've seen in a lot of these matchups with some of these CUNYAC teams.
And the real big star, I think, tonight, at least for John Jay, Alea Albright, really coming on that third quarter. 13 of her 16 in the quarter, and I have to say the number one difference between a win and a loss today for John Jay, because without that turnaround, Baruch, I think, continue how they were rolling on the defensive end.
Exactly, because that's where we saw the momentum turn was in that third quarter, and that was led by none other than Albright in that situation. So I think she's really the key player in that win for John Jay. She really kind of got that momentum changed, and then the team was able to hold on to it for the rest of the game.
Baruch, though, unfortunately only shooting 25% from the field, and for how many great chances you had 15 more offensive attempts than John Jay. And especially when you force 30 turnovers out and have a minus 13 turnover differential, that's a recipe for winning. So what it really comes down to is better at rebounding, getting out-rebounded, unfortunately, by 23. We talked about the height difference.
Yeah.
The turnover should have mitigated that a little bit, but just not hitting some of your open shots, going 17 of 67 from the field.
Yeah, I think next time out we just got to do a better job of converting those shots, and I think we're going to have a different outcome.
So that'll do it for the first half of our doubleheader here at the Arc Arena between John Jay and Baruch. Second game of our doubleheader will start at around 7:25. Tune in about 15 minutes for the pregame show. So for Brian Flannery, I'm David Just. We'll be back in 15 minutes. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcat Broadcasting.